repairing the thing. You're saying there's bad people in the world? That's the lesson you're teaching your son? There's bad people in the world? Yeah, this is survival mode. This is... You're teaching your... This is not bullying. This is taking over workshops across the map. Why is your son taking over workshops on survival mode, you crazy person? Stop teaching your son bad lessons. Stop it.
What are you going to do with
Stop
this
it.
workshop? Are you going to maintain it?
Yes. All of them. Yes. 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 Look me up on Facebook. Look me up on... I just logged on. And I was coming over here. You just finished the defense mission. I was about to interrupt it. There's a messenger guy right in the corner. I went there. I walked around the corner and I killed him. He was standing here. I shot him in the face. He was repairing his things and I shot him. I'm taking over the workshop. Don't teach your son bad lessons about the world. There's bad people out there. No. Do better. Shut up. Silence. Silence.
Mirror neurons. It's people that don't experience empathy the same way as other human beings.
Gotcha. Aberrant mirror neurons. Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Exactly, yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
No, it's a neurobiological...
It's neurobiological what? Gotcha. Gotcha. Why is your son playing on survival mode? He's level 27. So people should never ever kill him and they're bullies? If people kill somebody, they're a bully now. They're a bully? Is that how it works? You're a bully. You are purposely telling me bad things about myself. Trying to be a bully towards me, calling me a sociopath, saying I have no empathy, saying that there's just nasty people out there, purposely letting me hear it because you're a bully. You're a bad person. You're teaching your son horrible lessons. So shut up. Golly. But you don't even have a son. Golly, get out of here. Your son's crying. You're telling, oh, there's bullies out there in the world. One day they'll learn. Jeez. How about you teach your son what he did wrong and go from there. He was standing around repairing things, all obviously, setting up turrets. Why was your son setting up turrets? Ridiculous. My good lord. Insanity. There's sociopaths out there. Mirror neurons. I'll teach him about mirror neurons. The brain. I tell you what, he's probably a liberal. He's probably a hardcore Democrat. That's the problem out here. Ooh. Words. You're gonna maintain it? Yeah, sure. Golly. See, it's when people use science and data and statistics against people, and they're completely wrong the whole time. And it's just a weird concept. It's just amazing. Good lord. Let me make sure this guy could hear, so let's turn on the mic. Let's make sure this person could hear me talk to my son about the world with bad values. You're teaching your son, your son's going to be a bad person. A bad person. Hopefully you'll find this tape one day, human. I'm sure you will because you're a weirdo. You know, weirdos do those sort of things. Okay? You'll find the tape one day and you'll understand. Jeez. Why is your son not playing in adventure mode? It's ridiculous. There's bullies out there. My good lord. That person could easily kill me. Do they not realize that? And that he should teach his son how to play better. Not, come on now. So if your disabled son is running there on the soccer field and he sucks at it and then someone steals the ball from him, do you say, don't worry, there's bad people out there. They don't understand that you have Down syndrome and that you can't play the game correctly. And that they should understand that and give you the ball more often. That person doesn't learn anything, and they assume that they can play soccer. And they'll go around expected to be in tournaments and everything, and then one day it'll hit them when they're like 20, that they suck. It's garbage. I'm not saying that son has Down syndrome, I'm saying it's whatever. The son's fine. I don't even think there was a son. Maybe there was, maybe not, who knows. But in this scenario, this kid, if there was a kid, was crying. He was crying after I shot him. After putting up some defenses, after successfully holding off the enemy. I was about to go there, but the mission just ended. But there was a messenger mission right next to it, right here in the hill. I hopped there, ran on over, shot the guy in the head. The end. Bully is where you like start saying stuff after the kill, like what he just did. You know, or when you... There is no such thing as bullying. Really, in this sort of universe. Really, it's only if you start making fun of the person to their face as you're playing with them and teasing them with your actual words in your mouth, that's when it becomes bullying, like what he just did. Craziness, I say. Oh boy. So now this guy's gonna be going around the world thinking that there's bullies in the game. There's a person here. Oh, I tell you. Oh, I knew there was two of them. Oh, I knew there was two of them. Oh, I had to leave. I knew it. I'm doomed. Phew. Doomed. Doomed, I say. Well, I have to leave now. Go someplace else. It's pretty much impossible against people on a team. So let's meander back across the map and do our thing. I was stealing the base after all. There was that factor. Let's go up here to the, It's okay, it's okay. You know, you just gotta deal with bad, shitty people in the world. Shitty. So you're telling your son the word shitty people. Gotcha. I bet you he calls every Republican Nazi. He uses all kinds of statistics and stats to prove himself right. You know, they're all Nazis. All of them. Therefore, you could punch them in the face. Go punch a bully in the face. I bet you he tells his son, go punch a bully, find the weakest bully, and punch that weakest bully in the face. Therefore, you'll be a champion to the downtrodden. That's what he tells his son. Careful, Josiah, there's a problem with the heart rate program. It's like not connecting to the servers and everything. The actual device works and I see it on my phone, but then I'm trying to shut it off for a bit to let it reset. I'm hoping that later on it'll be okay. You know. Let me try it again. Try it again. Yeah, that would have been nice with the whole heart rate thing. I was thinking about it. Yeah. Oh, I tell you. I don't take that garbage. I don't. Look, he was being a bully. I don't take garbage bullies. I'll tell him off. Ridiculous.
It's breeding season again, and we've got mirelurks coming out of the woodwork. They all seem to be heading toward the lake. Stop them before they can breed with the queen.
See, the problem is he made the assumption that see, there are some people, like I was saying, I think yesterday, that there's certain scary people out there. There's a people that completely focus on PvP that have no intention of capturing the workshop. They just want to kill you. You know what I mean? They just want to kill you with no intention of capturing it, blah, 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 and they're not going to maintain it. They're just using it for whatever. Well, you know, yes, there are those people, but they're just playing it slightly different. It doesn't make them a bad person. I'm just saying you have to watch out for them. They're dangerous. So you should play more carefully. You don't say, if you get killed by one of them, they're garbage people, like what that guy was telling his son. You just have to be careful for them. That's all. Just be careful, because they exist. You know? I'm not one of them necessarily, but what I'm doing is a certain strategy where you cap and get the heck out of there. And then you come back, because right after you cap, there's a defense mission. And during defense missions, you don't really want to be there because other players can show up and shoot you. And they're not shitty, bad people, as I'm quoting that guy. They're normal people playing the game. And you have all these events are portals, you know? So if you are at an event and a person kills you, it's your own fault for going to an event during survival mode. If you go to an event during survival mode, you can expect there to be a couple people showing up, if they're playing the game correctly, showing up and then leaving the event and then killing you. So if you're... Oh boy, there they are, right there. It's a person. Oh, there's a person. Like, this person is being stupid. They're waving at me. You know? I mean... This guy's doing really stupid stuff. And this isn't me being a bully. This is him being a complete stupid person. I want to ride with the GABA. See this? Got him. See? That's all it is. You see, just don't be stupid. I mean, I'm waving at you in survival mode. I'm on this island, visible to everyone. Flim flam flu. You see? Hilarious. I'm going back out there to go kill that person. I hear gunfire. Just gotta be careful, you know? It's just a dangerous world. Oh no! No! These stupid fools. Hi there, friendly here. Watch out, there's bullies over there. Whoa. Aha. Okay, I think they ran away. I think they ran away. Okay, let's hop over here. Tell you what. Hey, BB, you missed all the action. BB, you missed all the action. There was like a person there earlier. So, right when I logged on, I saw that there was a defense mission over at Spruce Knob.
Thunder Mountain
Okay.
is offline. Repeat, Thunder Mountain is offline. Any brothers with a background in engineering, report to the plant for immediate repairs.
It happened at the beginning of the stream. Oh boy. There was the Spruce Knob workshop, you know, and it was a defense mission. So I was about to teleport to it, but it just ended. And I was saying that means that either nobody was there and it turned into a retake mission. You know, so I was saying if there's monsters there, that means that no one's there. But if there's no monsters there, that means that there's a player there. So I was ready with the kill, and then I see a person moving around, repairing and upgrading turrets and stuff. So I was waiting for them to stop during the repair process, and I shot them in the head, and they died. And then I hear some man get on the mic saying, "It's okay, stop crying. It's okay, stop crying. No, this is the game we have to play tonight. It's okay. There's bullies out there, and I'm sorry, you know. It's like, sorry that there's bullies that have to ruin your game, you know." And then I was like, "Excuse me?" He was like, "Yeah, you know, just tell my son that, you know, he only has so much time to play, and he's crying, and, you know, this is the game we have to play." And I told him that there's shitty people out there that want to bully people. I was like, "What? Shitty people? What are you talking about?" Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, there's bullying and the things. And it's ridiculous. I mean, he was calling me a sociopath. It's like there's mirror neurons, flim flam. Some people lack empathy. Gabba gabba hey. I was like, you're telling your son completely wrong lessons here, pal. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Golly, his son's gonna grow up all weird now. So if your son is literally crying after dying in Fallout 76, he is probably literally too young to play the game. If you're crying after you die, and then if you as a parent start explaining that you only died because a bully killed you, as opposed to you died because you're standing up all slow, walking around, you know, that you should play better, and this is how you should play better, you're teaching your son horrible lessons. If a person dunks on you in basketball, are they a bully? When a person steals the ball out immediately every single time, are they a bully? You know, in volleyball, if they're, you know, come on now. You're teaching your children horrible lessons about the world, and they'll go nowhere. It's terrible. He probably grew up the same way. If he's viewing the world as a bunch of aggressors, he's being the aggressor. He's being the bully. Purposely getting on the mic, knowing I could hear, you know, because he completely responded with a follow-up after I questioned it, you know, and then he got more and more detailed with it. So he's being a bully. He's telling a random person that they're a sociopath and that they lack empathy and that they're a bully and that they're a shitty person to their face. Third person and then to their face. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It is flim flam ridiculous. Yes, so it happened towards the beginning. So if you do rewatch it, you can make a clip later on. That'd be great. But it kind of lasted more than 30 seconds, so, or it lasted for a while. It's still lasting right now. Ridiculous. Like survival mode. You're taking over Spruce Knob. What is wrong with you? You don't have to take over workshops. You're going out of your way to do something that's extra aggressive, as opposed to just playing the game. There is no such thing as bullying, technically. You know? Even if you follow somebody all around the map. Well, how are you letting them follow you? How are you letting them follow you all around the map? You know, if you're not streaming and they're not screen watching, how are they following you? Because you're shooting with your boom, 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 and your clap, 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 and you're waving at people. You're like, hey, I'm over here around the corner, flim flam, and then you die, and then you complain about it. Go play adventure mode. Ridiculous. All right, down we travel. Flim Flam Jones. Flim Flam. Is this the same person? So now that we have established that his son is emotionally insecure and that his father is an enabler sitting over his shoulder and that his son will cry like a autistic baby screeching through the night whenever anybody shoots him, and that his dad will come in to enable with all kinds of philosophical and neuroscience mumble jumbo nonsense to reinforce some garbage to bully people into submission. I tell you what, I bet you this person's an active protester. They're an active protester, and they walk around the world, and they also write negative reviews on Yelp, and they also ask to talk to managers. Every restaurant they go to, they ask to talk to a manager, and they complain about their steak not being cooked enough, and that their son has allergies to peanuts, and you dare put peanuts in the next salad over, therefore I want a free meal now, because my son is allergic to peanuts, and there's peanuts in this building. You're making your son deathly afraid of peanuts because there's a chance that they're allergic. It's terrible. Enablers using their science and know-how to get their way. Bullies, I say. Bullies. I don't know. Is Bruce off limits? I really want to kill him. See, so if I kill him again, that's... So here, right now, this person is controlling me. They're saying, don't kill me. Otherwise, you're a bully. That's being a bully towards me. It makes me want to purposely kill you. It makes me want to be a bully. You see? You're causing the enemy. It's just like with the whole political thing. You know, you're saying, you're bad. Your whole kind is bad. Blah. You're bad, bad, bad. We're not bad. Me and my kind are not bad. We're not bad. We will unite. You're causing the enemy to form. You know what I mean? You're I want to ride with the flim and be gabba gabba. See, going out of my way to go... So this person is a threat. They're an enemy. They're a threat. They are a threat. And they can kill me. What they don't realize is I've been killed by level 22s, by levels... whatever, by level 15. One shot at me constantly if you have the right gear. Hey there, Sean. How's it going? We're dealing with bullies. We are dealing with a bully. With a bully letting their underage child play the game. First of all, they're breaking the law or whatever the heck it is because they're letting their underage child play the game. This game is rated M for mature. Online experience may change. Is it rated M? I don't know. It should be. There's all kinds of heads exploding. You think? My son was crying and I'm enabling him. Your son was literally crying because he got shot. Oh, I know, because you... were they alive for hours and hours and hours? Also, their dad said... So the son, if the son did exist, he wanted to play a different game because this game is dangerous. And the dad said, no, this is the game we're playing tonight. So you're forcing your son to play in this dangerous, bully-filled environment, while at the same time staking your claim saying, don't you dare shoot me? I'll give you a lecture about how you are a sociopath if you shoot me because I'm underage. Ridiculous. Hey, Terrence, you mean that adventure is better for the son? Because it has the same sort of thing. And if you're taking over workshops in adventure mode, you face the same exact problem. The only problem is you can't just shoot somebody. So the only difference would have been, when I approached that territory, I would have had to hold V for a second, and then I could have shot him. It would have been the same exact scenario in adventure mode, sort of, but they have a second to react, and it costs money for me to kill them. So we're going to creep on in. Exactly. If you are crying... and you have to call for your male father to come assist you emotionally, you don't realize that's weird? So you're not a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old crying to your dad saying, "Can I play a different game now, Dad?" So it's not your computer, it's your dad's computer, right? So that dad is controlling what the son plays, and the dad is letting him play some horribly bloody and violent game? What is wrong with that dad? He's a sociopath. He has no empathy? He's a weirdo, crazy person. Golly. My gosh. So, for example, if there was a free-for-all game in some Call of Duty Battlefield thing, is the dad going to get on the mic every time that someone kills him and say, "Hey, man, my son just got the game yesterday. Give him a break. Remember his name and avoid him in combat. If you accidentally killed him, I'm going to find you and give you a lecture." All right, here we go. All you really gotta do is just hold the button here and capture it, and he's not here right now, but he'll come back. So right now the bar is going down because the player that owns this place is not here. If that bar stops, that means that they chose to come back from across the map to go defend it. Okay? But to go confront the bully? I came here to confront the bully. I came here to try to kill you, and when I lose, I'm gonna call you a bully. Gotcha. Gotcha. Seriously though, I think it's the same person that recaptured the base, right? So they left because they're not here. If they're here, that bar would stop moving. So if that bar stops moving, they have chosen to come back to a clearly PvP-filled environment. You see. Here's one thing, they chose to recap it. They came back here and capped it. Or maybe the dad's playing now. Ridiculous. Seriously. I am controlling what my son plays, and I demand that he plays this violent game with people that are aggressive in survival mode. My son does not want to play this, if his son exists. And then I will ridicule somebody using, neuroscience against them. That's what crazy people do. I kind of doubt that the sun even exists. I don't know. It does tell you that you're agreeing to PvP. Whenever you capture a workshop, you have to read this little statement. And it says, "Hey buddy, you know that this is a PvP thing, right? So right now I'm going to hop over here to Berkeley Springs to go capture it. Part of my strategy is you cap and then you leave and then you come back later to build. You don't build right after you capture because that would make you a stupid person. Because people are trying to catch up to you and then all of a sudden they miss the event, but they're still running towards you. So you have to move across the map willy-nilly back and forth, capturing things and then go building back at your leisure. It's a strategy." Yes.
Greetings, members. Anyone interested in a gift from on high in exchange for a little triangulation?
I'm gonna stay in the event just for a second.
Coordinates we provided. That is all.
I'm staying in the event just for a second so that if another person shows up, I can see them just for a moment, but at the same time they can see me. I'm okay with that. Okay, I don't think they're coming, so I'll leave the event right now. Goodbye. Okay, we're just gonna creep right on through. The white rabbit. The white rabbit. I want to. I guess, looking like this makes you look like a troll. Okay, for example, the other day I was over at the guided meditation quest over there at the palace, right? And I knew that if you are doing an event, players can show up, like I just did, and that if they are aggressive, then they will leave the event and try to kill you because you're very obvious. Also, during events, there's lots of gunfire, lots of sound effects, so right now we don't hear anything. But if there is an event over the hill, you can hear all kinds of explosions and screams, right? So you just creep on up and kill them. Kind of like over at the Steelyard event, we saw the people in the pit having the event. So I know that you're asking for it. I'm very careful. So when those 3 people the other day came and killed me, and the Grief Nation, yeah, Grief Nation, yeah, Grief Nation, Grief Nation, you've been killed by the nation. Welcome to the Grief Nation, man. I thought it was kind of funny and kind of interesting. And it added another element to the game saying, be careful, because there's a whole pack of bad guys out there. So that just made me be more stealthy like this. So you have to see it as a part of the game, and sometimes you have to change what you're doing because there's different pieces on the board. It's a dynamic sort of flim-flam. Alright, hurry up, bam. You don't even have any on the board. You had no intention. You don't know what the heck I'm doing. You flim-flam. They said that I don't even have any other workshops on the board, and that I had no intention of maintaining that workshop, as I just logged on. Golly. Alright. We shall overcome. So sometimes you have a mission way out here in the boonies, but it's kind of near a workshop. This is how I got the last base, because even though his defense mission ended, there was a messenger mission over the hill. I went to the messenger mission, and I came right over to go kill the guy. So in that person's mind, either you're friendly with people. Every single person you meet, you wave at them, and you say, hey, are you friendly? Flim flam flu. And then if they kill you, they're a bully. You should treat it opposite. Everybody is out to kill you until they prove otherwise. So kill them first. And then occasionally, once in a blue moon, the stars line up, and you find a real friendly person. You can kind of tell by what's happening. And then you know, but it's if you want to do friendly stuff, go to adventure mode. Unless you find a friend in adventure mode, and then you go to survival mode with them. So hey, that's great advice. If you are that kind of person, play in adventure mode a bit more, find some friends, and then come back to survival mode with the friends, and then you'll be fine. You could have that personality of being weak and crying to people. By the way, that kind of person also actively makes fun of somebody when they kill them. If they have a team. So if they have a team, they feel righteous in killing other people and making fun of them because they killed a bully or whatnot. It's people, I tell you what. Society's crumbling. Crumbling. Sean, you're asking, do I think this is how Fallout should have always been? Fallout 76? Well, I do like the fact that they have the adventure mode. I don't think they should call it a mode necessarily, because it feels like it's two different things. It's not really a mode because it's the same character, and you share all of your loot, and everything is the same. It's just, in survival mode, you, or difficulty, you get more XP, the enemies are the same, but players can kill you. So it's a little bit hard, and then there's a higher death penalty, you lose your loot, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So it's just like Diablo, where you have a whole smattering of different difficulties going up to Torment 15. You know what I mean? And then the higher you go, the more XP you get, and the more consequences there are. So it's just like a difficulty. Now, maybe they should have had it from the very beginning, but I kind of like it that I like the way that they portrayed it, that they kept it a secret, and they build the need, and then all of a sudden they gave you the want before you wanted it. You know what I mean? It was a surprise. Oh, by the way, we have survival mode. And survival mode really is how you should be playing the game. It's like the real deal. But at the same time, adventure mode should still exist, because you can hop anywhere you want. People are friendly, and it is nice having that friendly atmosphere. But at the same time, it doesn't really make sense that you can't kill that person. And you have to have a level of, you have to suspend a level of belief there. You know what I mean? You have to, you know, suspend your immersion levels if you're on adventure mode, because you can't, like, I can't shoot you. Why can't I hit you? I'm not doing any damage to you. At the other time, if you're a friend in this mode, it means a whole lot more, I think, because at any time you can betray somebody. If you can betray somebody, it makes the friendship more meaningful. The papa doo da baba dee ba doo ba doo bee, and I will set you free. Are you on the map? Nope. Okay, we're going down here. We're taking over the federal disposal field. Let's go. Hey, someone just... Oh, never mind. Haha. That person here just claimed my workshop. That's fine. That's fine. We'll keep it that way. So be it. So be it. So be it indeed. Okay, let's hop on down to Vault 76 and move across the map. So exciting. But yeah, this mode here is great. You know, it has a lot more meaning because I lose my aid items. I'm sure it's going to change a little bit more in the future, but it makes everything more meaningful. Whenever you lose things, it's great. All right. Okay, go to Dogwood Die-Off quickly. I'm taking over the Hemlock Holes by way of a Dogwood. So I'll teleport here, quickly move over 5 feet, shoot somebody or something, and then leave the event, because there could be a person here doing something.
This is Grafton's mayor speaking. To anyone who can hear me, I have a bit of an emergency. These dogwoods are dying.
No, I think it's fine the way it is, because the focus is still PvP. Sorry, even though we have survival mode here, the focus is still completely PvE. You know? If you haven't noticed, the focus is still completely PvE, even though we're in survival mode. And because adventure mode still exists, that means that most of the game is still PvE. But if you made the entire game like this, then people would treat it like some weird Rust game where there's no structure, just people, like you said, in raider gangs running around killing people, when it should be a mixture of both. I'm doing things, but I'm not. So what I'm doing is I'm forming a network of fast travel points around the map, also encouraging people to show up for the purpose of killing people, but at the same time I'm playing the game, because the end game, I think, is... So I wouldn't compare this to Rust. I'll compare this to Civilization or Age of Empires or something like that, with these right here being the tiles, but they're really spread apart, you know, and the goal is to control the whole map for whatever reason, and as long as they increase the reason to take over workshops, it'll be better. So that's what I think the end game should be. You have factions, and then the factions need you to get those workshops online to bring back civilization. It's Reclamation Day. Reclaiming what? Reclaiming workshops. So there has to be some sort of benefit. So what I'm doing is, I know that one day there will be a benefit, more than what we have right now, because right now there isn't that much of a benefit beyond the fast travel and the resources and the PvP. Right? Because the PvP opportunity. In the future, it's going to say, we need 2 of the power plants online to fire this fusion gun. Or to get the train online, we have to have power. So we have to have all 3 power plants online. Or some garbage. Or maybe the train station over here takes that power plant, and that train station takes that power... Something like that. So you have to do a series of tasks around the map, and that would force other players to say, oh boy, the enemy is trying to come over here to Red Rocket Megastop in order to launch the rocket that is secretly... So what if this? Here's a cool idea. What if secretly At the Red Rocket Megastop, that rocket is a real rocket that goes up to the Korvac Muldoon space station. You know when you do the orbital strike beacon and the thing comes from space? Or when you have those Enclave missions? Well, there's something up in space right now. What if the Red Rocket Megastop was an actual rocket that you could use with your faction to go up there? You know? But to get it, or to do something. Or maybe to destroy the Korvac Muldoon. So you could launch the rocket over at the thing, which would then disable all orbital strike beacons, orbital scan beacons, Enclave events, and shut down the Enclave so that you could then move your faction's robots into the Enclave. Stuff like that. You know? Complicated things. So you have to go take up the, go get the power plants online, go get the Flim and the Flam, and the Who's and What's in. Or what if around the map there's workshops that are sitting right on top of entryways into a dungeon? So let's say in order to get into Black Mountain Ordnance Works, you have to go through Tyler County Dirt Track as the back door. There's a secret back door this whole time, inside of Tyler County Dirt Track. So if you owned it, you could fortify it, have your team set up camps all around the outer edge, and survey the area. Maybe you can have tools that will, maybe there's an icon or a tool that you can set up that'll make any other player of the opposite faction visible. There's lots of potential in the game, but the first step is taking over all the workshops. I wouldn't compare it to Rust, and I think it's great that they didn't have the survival mode at the very beginning, because you have to keep PvE as a focus. If you start off immediately with PvP, then people will treat it that way, and they'll stop playing the game immediately. They'll say, how do I get stronger? Let me power level so I can play the real game, which is PvP. But it's opposite. The real game is PvE, and you happen to get into a skirmish every so often with the person. You know? Hey there, BB. I plan on playing forever because I woke up at around 7 or 8 p.m. So this stream is going to be lasting for at least another hour, a little bit after midnight, and then I'll be taking a short break and coming right back. Alright, so we're done with this mission. Done with this event, closing it off, and we're moving across the map. Cool, cool, cool. So now, we have these. I'll move back down to the steel yard, and we'll build a couple things. It's kind of been long enough, and there's no active event here at the steel yard, so I can do it. If there is an event nearby, I'll be afraid of other players being nearby, so this is part of it. If you're at one spot for too long, you could expect a player to show up. It's your own fault for dying. You have to move around the map. You see? He should be teaching his son that. Not that, you know, people might kill you one day. Hey, it's like this. Hey, it's like this. Ooh. It's like the feminism movement. Don't teach women not to walk outside in a bikini at 2 a.m. in the ghetto. Teach the men to stop raping people. That's stupid. There's always going to be a rapist out there in the woods. It's like, teach the wolves to stop eating you. Don't cover yourself in barbecue sauce. It's like saying, don't blame the victim, even though you covered yourself in barbecue sauce and walked into the woods. You know? That's stupid, because there's always going to be an aggressor. So you have to teach a person to handle the aggressors. So he's teaching his son a terrible lesson about life. Don't blame the victim, even though the victim was an idiot. If you leave your door wide open with your lights on and your PlayStation sitting there, and you say, all right, everybody in the neighborhood, I'm going to the store, don't steal my PlayStation, it's sitting right there. It's your fault, not the bad guy's fault, because there's going to be a bad guy. You're stupid. Get it? Yeah. Uh-oh, I can't build. It's overtaken by rats. So if you leave a workshop for a while and come back and you avoid the defense mission, what happens is there's a bunch of creatures you have to clear out. I mean, straighten up and fly right. Ooh. Oh, there's rats. I hear them. No. Hey, BB, look. Oh my god. So I found out with the Easter egg thing, If you have all 6 eggs, you go under the armor area and you look under headgear. It's an Easter Bunny helmet mask. I thought it was a full suit, but it's just a mask. So hey, I think that's like a trend, you know? The whole idea of don't blame the victim. It's all a perception of what the victim is, and that says, when you say don't blame the victim, that means that one side is always without blame. And it's always one-sided, if you view it that way, because all you have to say is, I'm the victim because of this, therefore, don't you dare yell at me because I'm the victim here, you know? It's like saying, let's say that you walk into a restaurant screaming at the top of your lungs because your order was wrong, and you were done wrong because you view, in your opinion, that they got your order wrong on purpose because you have red hair, or because you have blue eyes, or because you're a midget, or because you have no eyeballs. You figure that they're ripping you off for a reason. So therefore you feel you're justified as a victim to flip over tables and light the whole place on fire until they give you and everybody in the restaurant free money. I want free money now, I'm the victim. There's no accountability when you say that I'm the victim. And you get to like lecture and punish and torture people because you feel that they're the aggressor and they deserve it. It's a terrible lesson. It's polarizing. In truth, everybody is a little bit of the aggressor, a little bit of the victim. There is nothing. Everybody has their own perspective, and everybody's a little bit right. In the end, everybody is kind of right and kind of true about things. But you can't say, if you believe this, you're wrong. No matter what you say, you're wrong. And all your evidence is tainted because you're an evil person. Don't blame the victim. Gabba 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 gabba. No matter how stupid they are. This person fell asleep in the back seat of their car with their keys still in the driver's side door. So imagine there is a naked human being that for some reason was so drunk they went skinny dipping and they tried to get into their car with the driver's side and they got drunk, they fell down and they opened up the backside passenger door and they laid naked in the back seat of their own car. Meanwhile, and they parked their car in the middle of nowhere in the ghetto or wherever the heck they are, and the key is still in the driver's side door with the door open. A person's going to steal your car and kidnap you and kill you and rape you after you're dead. And it's your fault. Not the bad guy's fault. And the degree of the rape and the murder and the kidnapping and the car theft is depending on where you parked your car. And it's completely 100% your fault if you do all those actions. You go into a coma from alcohol and you're naked and you leave your car parked in a bad area with nobody around, you know, with signs saying this is where murderers live, watch out. It's your fault. The end. The end. Beautiful. I mean, you could have empathy and sympathy and all that garbage if it happened, because we've all done stupid things. It's like, for example, if I, you know, have an ice cream cone and I'm fumbling around and I drop it, you know, then why was it? How about you just take your time, use one hand, take the keys out, there you go. It's my fault for dropping the ice cream cone, yes, but you can still understand how they feel. You know, you can understand how a person feels if they have their ice cream, even though it's their own fault. It's like, let's say that they go to the movies and they leave their ice cream cone inside the car and they forgot that ice cream melts. And they come back and now they have no more ice cream. Well, it's your fault for leaving the ice cream in the trunk of your car. And the ice cream, yes, I know you feel bad about your ice cream. And let's go get you some more ice cream, but it's 100% your fault, you moron. And you can call them a moron too, all day long. You can laugh at them, point at them. If you go to the grocery store and buy ice cream and put it in your trunk and then complain afterwards that your ice cream melted, because you forgot about it. You've had such a busy day. You don't understand how it is to be my kind of person walking around the world today. You get so busy and so distracted, so give me more ice cream. Don't you have any empathy? Don't blame me. Terrible. Of course you shouldn't rape and murder people. I'm not saying it's justified, but it's completely understood. You know? I'm not saying that you should, but it's gonna happen. You know? You know, if you leave a peanut butter and jelly sandwich out in the backyard, it's gonna be covered in ants. You blame only yourself, not the fact that ants exist. You don't get mad at the ants. You say, yep, that's what happens. Ooh-wee. Because those ants are going to exist. No matter what you do, they're going to exist. And you should understand that, and then you have to cope with it. But I'm not saying... So let's say that you were an ant. There is no justification for you to do what you're doing. I mean, I'm not saying that the ants are correct in eating the sandwich, but that is what the ants do. Now, let's say that you're able to change an ant into a butterfly or something. Or whatever the heck it is. No more ants. We want the butterflies only. Or the caterpillars eat the leaves. How about that? You have the caterpillars, and they're eating the leaves. But you want the caterpillar to turn into a butterfly so that it'll just leave the leaves alone. Stop messing with my leaves. We have to accelerate the process. No more caterpillar leaves. We have to turn them into butterflies ASAP. Because we like our leaves. You know? So, my point is this. Let's say that a person sleeps with their front door open and they have their whole house stolen, right? That person should not go to the press to say there's a problem with thieves in the world. We have to do something about it right now. At that point, you blame the victim. But you don't go out of your way to knock on the door and say, hey man, I heard that you got robbed, you big loser. You should have locked your door. Ha ha. What should happen is if you leave your door wide open and you go into a coma in the front yard saying, my house is unlocked, please don't steal anything, it's your fault. If it is your fault, you should feel bad about it. But you don't, like, tease somebody and make them feel extra bad, but they should be aware that you should lock your door, and they should learn their lesson. And you should throw it in their face if they want to make a big deal about the problem with thieves in our city. Because now you're making it seem like, you know, Cincinnati has a big problem with, you know, house theft is going up. No, the people that are unlocking their doors are going up. Or whatever the heck it is, because they're feeling comfortable. Whatever. I don't know. It's complicated. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying a thief is justified in stealing and a rapist is justified in raping. It's just something that's going to happen when the conditions are correct. When the cards are set up, it's going to, you know? And people aren't right, and you should find ways to mitigate it. And the ways that you mitigate it is don't walk down the street naked at 2 a.m. You might just find... Don't walk through Central Park naked at 2 a.m. You might find a rapist. Is it, you know, like... Of course, it's not your fault. But it is your fault because you... It's predictable, you know? So, in the house example, you know? She's saying blaming the victim. It's a complicated statement that has a lot of stigma and drama behind it because of them that use it as a weapon to control people, you know, and then use political leanings, you know. Whatever the word blame, what does the word blame mean? A leads to B leads to C. It's like saying, if I never drove to San Diego, I wouldn't have been robbed by those San Diegoans. Yes, it's true. It's your fault because you drove to San Diego. But what does that really mean?
What's that? Big. You'll know when you see it. Until then, just trade good.
For example, I know that my back pockets are weird, and I have a hole in the back pocket, perhaps, and that it's really obvious. And if you're in public and you have if you're a guy and you don't want to get pickpocketed, don't put your wallet in your back pocket and don't go into big groups of people on the subway. It is your fault if you get pickpocketed and you're a guy and you have your wallet in your back pocket bulging and poking out of the edge with some dollar bill. If you have a $20 bill hanging out of your back pocket, it's your fault if you get robbed. 100%. I don't care. Yes, you can have sympathy. Oh man, you're gonna buy a pizza with that, man. Maybe next time you should put it in your wallet. Are you blaming me? He's blaming me. And you start crying to your friends, and they start pointing at you, calling you a rapist, racist, apologizer. They call you a thief. You know, you're not justifying the actions of the thief. You're saying that if you don't want to get robbed, don't let a $20 bill hang in. So one time I was in the Vans Warped Tour. It's a concert with all kinds of, I think it was Offspring playing. It was awesome. They're playing the Crazy Taxi song. I was in a mosh pit. I had a backpack on, okay? Like an idiot. I turned around after a bit, and someone opened up my backpack, and there was stuff everywhere on the ground. All my CDs and t-shirts and stuff I bought, people stole everything. I was an idiot for having a backpack in a mosh pit with zippers that weren't locked in any way. It was my fault. My fault. Yes. My point is that you only blame the victim if they use it for their own benefit and they're trying to absolve themselves of all guilt and then try to change the system. And then in the process, they're being very stereotypical and they're being very controlling and racist and sexist because they say men rape. Teach men not to rape or to not rape. Men are bad. Men are toxic. As opposed to saying, hey, individual person, woman, don't go outside naked because that's bad. You don't want to teach people because it's obvious. These things are obvious. Unless you're under the notion that victim blaming is bad. My point is, if you go down to the very end of the spectrum here, if you go hardcore on blaming the victim or hardcore blaming the aggressor, the victim learns nothing, and they'll say, I'm an innocent specter in the world, like the person in the game. They think that anybody that kills you is a bully, and that they won't know how to play the game. If you only blame the victim, you know, then they'll say, okay, what did I do wrong? There's always a way to win. It's the point. If you view the world with always blame the victim, hardcore, always blame the victim in the back of your head, blame the victim. But you don't like judge them for it or, you know, kill them for it or whatever the heck you. But you could blame the victim. If someone asks you the question, whose quote-unquote fault was it that the person's house got robbed? Well, tell me what happened. No, there is no explanation. The person's house got robbed. What? Whose fault is it? Well, the robber. That's it. There is no question about it. Is what one side wants to say. Because you don't want to ever ask, well, what was she wearing? What was he doing? Oh, so-and-so got knocked out at the club? What were they doing to piss somebody off? Is what you want to say. You know, so if Joe Snuffy, if you hear that Joe Snuffy got into a coma after being jumped at the club, the question you should ask is, well, what did he do? You know? But that would make you a monster. But you're thinking in the back of your head, what did he do? Unless you're on the other spectrum and you say, oh, it was a hate mob that blindly hates that kind of person, jumped him. No, that person was probably arrogant and stepped in someone's shoe and said, yeah, how about you go get yourself some new shoes, you loser? Or maybe they talked to the guy's girlfriend. Maybe they knocked over some glass. There's all kinds of things that could have happened. And you have to figure out what those things are to not repeat them. You know? There's always going to be a bunch of angry people at a club that want to beat somebody up. But I've never been beat up at a club. But other people always get beat up at clubs. You see that? Some people always get beat up at clubs. And it's their own fault, because I've never been beat up at a club. And I've been to a lot of clubs. You see how that works? If you hold the hardcore belief that it's usually the victim's fault. The only reason why you don't want to say it's the victim's fault is because it's like PTSD issues. If a person is a victim, they don't want to hear that they're a victim because they have emotional issues on the matter, and it makes them go crazy, and it might make them kill themselves and scream in the streets, ah, I'm the victim! They might make them cry. And we don't want to make people cry, therefore we go in this illusion that they're, you know, oh no, there's bad people out there. Bad people. Yes, there are people that have been raped for quote-unquote no reason at all. Because they're walking. So, if a person works late in a business and they have to work until 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. and their car is parked in the open car lot down below, you know exactly what's going to happen. You're not going to get raped at like 11 a.m. outside. If you go into a dangerous area, you have to be careful. So, if you tell a person that they're not the victim, so that you shouldn't blame the victim, that teaches a person to take no precaution whatsoever when walking into the weird garage at 3 a.m. They're saying, so right here. So if I were to go in here, I could expect there to be 1 or 2 homeless people, doing something, and they don't want to be interrupted, and they might want your money. So if I choose to take a shortcut through here, it's my fault. I took a shortcut there every day for 10 years, and then one day, bam. Well, maybe you weren't going during the right time because that's where the homeless people live. They're not going to get you right there. They're going to get you right there. Therefore, it's your fault. I know it sounds bad, and it's cold or something, but it's completely darn true. There are bad people in the world, you see? But just like in this game, there's people that want to kill you. And if I hang out too long at a workshop and I get shot, whose fault is that? My fault. But at the same time, you have to have sympathy and empathy. It's like, how'd you break your leg? I jumped off the 2-story building. Oh, wow, does it hurt? You shouldn't have jumped there, right? You shouldn't have jumped. Yeah, well, don't blame me. Blame reality. I had to jump, okay? You could have empathy for somebody and still, correct them. Gosh. Yes, there are outlier examples where a person, they're at the beach and it's like broad daylight and there's people all around them, and then a person beat them up. But that is so incredibly rare. Oh, human. This is survival mode, heathen. I want to teach you a lesson. Now, so listen up. I'm not gonna. Listen. No. I'm teaching you the lesson. Why is your 7-year-old playing the game? This is a mature game. You're doing bad things as a parent. This is a mature game. Mature game. I want to talk to you, human. You. This is an event. Events are portals for people to show up. If you want to be careful, what I usually do is I show up to an event and I back out and I kill the person. So you have to be careful. You got to be careful when you're at events, okay? Your 7-year-old shouldn't be playing Fallout 76. You bad parent, stop it. You're like breaking the law and stuff, giving people weird intellectual lessons. In survival mode, why are you having your son play a survival mode game? Your son was crying, literally crying, and wanted to play a different game, but you forced him to play Fallout 76 in survival mode? Gotcha. Makes you a fantastic parent there, buddy. Get out of here. Get out of here. Well, my 7-year-old's not here anymore, so I guess, golly, I tell you what. 7-year-old playing Fallout 76 and is crying? Bad person. Gosh, I should report you. You sharing accounts with a 7-year-old and then ridiculing people in the game, saying that they're a psychopath, lacking empathy. You're a bad person there, human. I'm gonna kill you right now. Teach you a lesson. Doing it.
Imagine orbs of sublime energy around you. Reach out and gather them. Bring them to your pillars. This is how we will attain transcendence. As you build your pillars of transcendence, you may find yourself surrounded by discordant forces that seek to hinder your spiritual enlightenment. Banish them using whatever positive affirmations you wish, and do not let them tear down your pillars. You are strong.
It's garbage.
Can overcome this and any
His son is 7 years old. It's hilarious. You should probably play adventure mode, buddy. Play adventure mode.
Sometimes the discordant
Get out of here.
forces prove to be
Dude.
difficult.
7-year-old son playing the game? That sickens me. There's heads exploding in this game, pal. Heads are exploding, and you're complaining about some bully who's beating you in survival mode. Get out of here, filth bag. Oh my gosh, tell you what. Tell you what, my 7-year-old son's not here anymore, so I'm talking to you. I don't want to talk to your fucking son. Excuse my English. Yeah. Well, we kill each other. That's fine. That's fine. I killed the other guy. Doesn't matter. Killed each other. Golly. This guy. Look at my shirt. Balance in the force. Letting your 7-year-old son play the game. How about forcing your 7-year-old son to share your account? Oh. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Alright, so go back around here. And capture this workshop. Yes, sir. Okay, well, how about the lesson is, you don't blame the victim, but you don't blame the attacker. You know, you don't say, "Hey, attacker, you like." For example, I died right there, but that was my fault. Like right now, there's a player here. There is a player here right now. I heard people shooting. So, when I was attacking that guy, I was making myself very exposed. Very exposed. Like right now, there's a person coming. He's on the roof. You know, it's my own fault that I died back there. Not really so much the other guy. Sometimes it's your own fault because I wasn't doing enough things. But if you're doing everything, then so it's like if I say it's my own fault that I died, that is saying you didn't really kill me. I killed myself through you. So that's taking away their glory. You know what I mean? Sorry with the language. My 7-year-old son. Garbage. Sharing my account. So in real, he didn't want his son to play another game because he's being selfish, right? His son wants to communicate with his dad, but he's playing Fallout 76 all day. His son's tugging on his shoulders. Okay, go ahead and hop on. And then his son's doing something while the dad's over there making pasta or something. The son cries, "Oh, some bully killed you. It's okay." No, we have to keep playing this game because I'm not done playing. There's shitty people out there. They're gonna kill you. Shitty people out there. Am I going to avoid you? You're standing there? Flim flam nonsense. Okay, there's a person here. See? See? Ooh, they left, I think. Good. Phew. Yes, I cursed. I said the F word, BB. I said the F word. No! I'm like one of them now. I'm just like one of them. Ugh. Alright, that person just logged off. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Ooh, na, na, na. With a phlegm and a flam and a gabba gabba hey, hey. Alright. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna move my base back down below. Let's go do this Heart of the Swamp mission. It's a good little mission. No, I dropped only one F-bomb. It was a second ago. It was
Attention, this here's Rob
I said
Gray on the
effing something.
priority message recording.
I said
A spare
effing
part's
something.
been picked up in the vicinity and
It's okay, though.
infested
I'll tell you
creatures
what.
won't be far behind. To anyone listening, take down that heart before it controls too many creatures.
Other people drop that word all the time, so it's okay. Other people, they drop that word constantly. I'm saying that kind of person is the worst kind of person in the whole world. Not really, but they're righteous, and he wants to talk about mirror neurons and about calling me, you know, a sociopath, flim flam. He is some level of something. Oh boy, you see that person right there? See that person right there? There's a person here. There is a person here. So you see that person right there? We have to be very careful. I'm on your team. We're on the same team, human. You have to actively leave the event if you want to hurt me. We're still in the same event. Go ahead and shoot me if you want to. It's not going to work. Like this. Like this. 3, 2, 1. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Just like this. See, now I see where he is, right? Because I still have the pistol out. And he cannot see me. As long as I break that line of sight, I'll climb this little plane. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, buddy. She's my gabba hey, flim flam play, boobity bee. Yeah, I killed him. I got the credit for that. Yay. Wait. Come on. Got it. Dang it, he was over encumbered. Dang it, he was over encumbered, man. How did he respawn exactly here? I don't understand. Oh, because he was doing the event. Well, either way, I killed him, he killed me. I took his loot, he took my loot. It's all even. That's the main problem. I should have left and come back. Yeah, I killed the guy. So is that his fault or my fault? My fault. Blame the victim. Golly. When you blame the victim, you learn. When you don't blame the victim, you say that everyone's a bully and they're out to get you. You know? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. If you're driving down the road and a person's tailgating you or trying to cut you off, it's probably your fault. You're going too slow in the fast lane. You're going too slow in the fast lane. Well, society says I can. Then expect tailgaters. You see how that works? Society says, Well, the laws say I'm able to do this thing, and I don't care. Expect people to mess with you. That's all. Your own fault. Ugh. Ah. Cheese, my cherry pie. Gabba gabba hey, flim flam flay. I don't mind dying every so often. You know, I do it to myself. Going to the event, leaving the event, but hey, I kill the person. All that really matters is that you stop their streak. Goal is just to stop, and you know what, it's better sometimes if I die. I view it as practice. Why does this person want to join my team? Big loser, get out of here. You and your 7-year-old son. That person, D-N-O-M-E-N, Denomen, he wants to join my team. Big loser. Get out of here. You and your 7-year-old son. Look, I think in that person's warped mind, there is a big old sign over his character saying, "My 7-year-old son is currently playing the game. If you kill him, you're a bully." No, it says level 27 characters currently play the game. You can kill me, and you're currently owning a workshop that I want to capture. My goal throughout the week is to capture as many workshops as possible during any given session, building up over time. You know? Melissa, I dropped the F-bomb at the palace. So if you watch the video again, it'll be at the palace. You have declined the team invite. Oh no. This person like seething, thinking about me and stuff. Looking at the front, looking at the list of people. Sending invites to people. This guy's a crazy person. You're telling your son about the brain, about how the brain works, about how there's bad people in the world, you monster.
Don't face the wasteland.
Monstrous.
Without the proper supply.
Makes me sick.
Be sure to stop up while you can.
It's like when a quote-unquote non-racist person starts talking about the IQ differences between the races and start listing facts and science. Well, you're a crazy eugenicist at that point. I don't care how many facts you have. You're trying to give scientific basis for your stereotyping. You know? Things are a spectrum, but yes, there is a... Things are true and false. I understand. I understand. Things are fine. I guess you could say that. This DNA equals this IQ. Of people that have taken IQ tests, I don't know. It's just a... It's a complicated thing. I think it's... Look, I'd say it's not true. Because how do they know what the average IQ is unless you're actively taking IQ tests? And who are they having taking IQ tests? And what even determines your IQ? Is it your education system? Is it the way that you perceive the universe? You know, it's not very... It's stupid. It's like saying this is the level of intelligence based upon your DNA. No, that's just the level of polled intelligence based upon that test that you gave those people. You can't make an extrapolation upon that. Golly. He did it again. He did it again. Now he's bullying me. I'm gonna call you up. I'm gonna call you up. Alright, going all the way down. Capture these workshops across the map. So, for example, I didn't kill that guy because he kept on moving. But if he stood still, unless it'll be his own fault for dying. But because he moved, he didn't die. So what he should tell his son is, if you died, just say, "Hey, son, what happened to you? I was playing the game and a person killed me." "Well, what were you doing?" "What do you mean, what was I doing?" "That person killed me. They're a bad guy." "No, what were you doing?" I was repairing my turrets really slowly, taking baby steps standing up, and then I died. I wasn't looking around. I wasn't being careful, and I died. Well, that's why you died, and that's how it works. You know, you learn lessons, things happen. Hey there, Adam. So, what you're calling a rant, I want you to view this whole stream as like a talk radio thing with a visual aspect, and the topic is whatever we're doing. Right? The topic is whatever's currently happening on the screen, and we talk about it, and things happen. Well, dang. Still talking about it because Flim Flam Jones keeps inviting me to a team like a big weirdo. What's wrong with you? Is he going to try to explain about why he's letting his 7-year-old son play the game? Golly. Last time I checked, I bet you even just basic account sharing is against the rules. It's probably against the terms of service. You know, you can't even share if you have an identical twin or a spouse. I bet you're not allowed to share. I bet you anything. 100%. Maybe. I'm 70% sure that it's against the TOS terms and conditions to share your account with anybody. Right? Get out of here. Yeah. I can find it. Article 2, Section 1, Bravo. I'll find it right now. Let's find it. Find the truth. Took a long time. I'm doing research on the side right now to find out. It's probably true. You can't share your account. So I'm looking at Epic Games' account sharing. I'm trying to look up the... Hmm. I'm trying to... Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at this right here. I'm looking at... Here, I'll look at Bethesda's. Stop giving me friend invites, you crazy person. Bethesda, Fallout 76, terms of service. Let's go read it, huh? That's crazy. Crazypeople.com. Bethesda. How about this? Fallout 76 terms of service. Let's see here. Terms of service. Here we are. It covers all their games. This covers all Bethesda games here. Let's see here. If you make a purchase of Flam Flam, you are... Services, my accounts, content, whatever. Okay, paid services, your use of the services. So I'll check section 9. I'll check section 1. What is happening over there? I'll find it one day. I'll find the subsection clause. Article 15, subsection alpha. You are not authorized. No. Aha. Due to the statutory obligations as defined in Section 1, the ZeniMax may restrict, suspend, or terminate your access. Whatever. Oh boy. Rules of conduct, sucker. No sharing things. No sharing. None. 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 No partaking in things. Okay, we're done. I can't find it. I'll find it. Indemnification. Indemnification, people. Yes. Dispute resolutions. Yeah. Intellectual property. Flimflams. We're not finding it. It's okay. You know that way. Ooh. Yes. The person that's asking to be on my team is the dad of that human. Keep showing up. Doing crazy things. No, it's the person asking for my request is a different name. It's like a N whatever. It's the guy that it's the dad of that dude. It's the person. Phew. Aha. I have to put this back on. I don't want to join him. He's gonna like. Look, that person is the kind of person. They are so sure they're right about this whole thing that they're gonna pull out some weird brain science dictionary about my exact neurological problem and how I need to be checked out before I continue on in my life, and that they're completely right for letting their 7-year-old son play the game, and that they're completely right for, you know, enabling such poor perspective on the universe. That there's bullies out there. He called me a bully and all kinds of garbage to my face. Flim flam. Big old. Oh. I was trying to talk to the guy. Look, that person went out of their way to initiate this whole thing. So, just so you, back to the basics here. You don't go out of your way to do some weird passive-aggressive garbage. I've had it happen before where a person is acting like they just happen to have their mic on while they talk very loudly to either their Discord, their stream, or someone in the room about what just happened about me, and I'm standing right in front of them. Yeah, you know, it's okay. Some people want to do that. It's okay, but they're losers, you know. They're losers with that garbage weapon. They're talking about me right in front of my face. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And they're acting like they're not doing it or something, or about some other situation. They don't want to do it directly, or some weird thing. They want to do it some side channel. It's just disgusting. Disgusting, I say. Alright. Well, good thing I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 workshops here, and I'll get to the 6th one. That's ridiculous. To my face. Put a smile on your face. With the gabba gabba. Ooh. Smile on your face. Yeah,
designated extermination
after I tried having him clarify what he's trying to say, he said, "It's okay, son. There are bullies." I was just trying to tell my son that, it's okay. He wants to play the game, but, there's bullies out there. Yeah, there's just some shitty people out there that want to, blah, 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 blah. He's like 3 different ways of saying the same thing, nonchalant, like it's no big deal to call someone to their face a shitty person, a bully. And then he said that some people lack mirror neurons and they lose the ability of having empathy or sympathy for other people, that they're a certain level of sociopath. He's telling me all that stuff within the first 30 seconds of me talking to the guy. Saying that, oh, my son was crying in another room, flim flam. I tell you. Still playing hours later. Yeah.
Signal detected. Activate additional signals.
Yeah, hey, BB, the heart rate monitor's having a problem. I was trying to set it up. This is it right here. I was having a problem. It's not connecting to the server, so I was hoping if I shut it off for a while and put it back on, it'll reset. It's connecting, and it works, and it's telling me my heart rate on the phone, but it's not connecting to the server, so I have to kind of work it out in a second. But it would have been nice to see my heart rate get all high, because the heart rate is completely linked to your psychological state. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. I learned that through this. So there's a lot of things. There's these board games. There's a couple board games that involve like putting on this weird headset that could read your thoughts, and based upon your brainwaves, it can know if you're relaxed or anxious or concentrating, focusing, or being calm. And with that, you could raise the ball, lower the ball, move it forward and back. Using jets of air. But now that I think about it, it was probably just a heart rate sensor, because your heart rate is completely controlled by your brain.
Please approach array component immediately.
It's all about how much do I care about what just happened. How stressful was it? You start sweating from your mind. It's all your brain.
Temperature anomaly corrected. Resuming remote connection.
No, it's not my Apple Watch. It's something else.
Jam detected.
It's
Mechanical intervention
probably
required.
more accurate than my Apple Watch. I don't know.
Error. Unrequested tool
It's right over my chest.
detected. Immediate repair.
It goes around my... It's like a bra strap. Look, he's still doing it. DNOMEN. Would you like me to join a team like a crazy person? Crazy person Jones. You're going to apologize to me? Is that what you're going to do?
Issuing user notice. Signal connection unavailable.
Or are you going to tell me I'm a Nazi or something? You're going to tell me I'm a Nazi? You're the reason why Trump was elected. You're going to call me a Nazi or something, huh? Brr. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. Yeah, it's true. I'm hoping and I'm praying.
System orientation complete. Signal broadcast active. Target locked.
I mean, seriously, it's just such a bad lesson he's teaching his son. It makes me sick. People are growing up in the world with this horrible outlook. It's like, let's say that you're playing basketball at school or whatever, and then you come home and you complain to your parents, specifically your dad, about how there's one kid he thinks he's so good at basketball that whenever I play, he always goes straight for me whenever I have the basketball, and he always steals the basketball from me. It sucks. Well, son, sometimes there's just bullies out there, and they'll target you because you're weak, or because they think you're weak, but you're strong. You're the strongest there is. Don't let them change you. You just gotta avoid those bullies. You're fine. You're perfect. You're the best basketball player in the world, even though that bully always steals your basketball. What that dad should do is teach your son how to play basketball. Say, all right, son, steal the ball from me. Try it again. Steal the ball from me. Now, see what I'm doing? I'm moving it. I'm moving the basketball. Now, you try it. I know it's hard, but just keep on. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna bounce the ball off your feet, but keep on trying. Like, you'll wreck them, and don't let them call you a bully. Don't let them be jealous of your power.
We apologize
and inconvenience.
Bully.
Rest assured that our maintenance crews are working hard to minimize the outage and safely restore power. Based on current projections, most customers should expect power to be restored by.
Also, the whole concept of punch up, don't punch down. How about don't punch, you crazy person? You're saying it's okay to hit people if you view that they're a bad person and that they're better than you? So that means be jealous and start punching around everyone that is exceeding above you, because there must be a reason why they're winning and you're not winning. He's still sending me friend invites. Punch up, don't punch down. What does up even mean? So that means that if you want to go for class president and the current class president is winning and they're better than you, you have to attack them? You have to tear them down? Because they are the current leader of the power structure? You have to like find a way to destroy them in a negative because they're better than you. But if you go for the underdog, you're a bad person. If you attack the underdog, you're a bad person. If you attack up, then you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. I'll never make it anywhere in life. Ridiculous. Alright, we're going back to Berkeley Springs, and then I'll head on down to take over Dabney Homestead. Dabney.com. Also, I think that the person is, you know what I mean? It's like, so before in adventure mode, I would take over workshops, and I would kill people for them, and I would justify it by saying, are you going to maintain it? Are you going to take care of it? Are you going to be setting up the resources and a little base for people? Are you going to be building all kinds of little resource nuggets for people? No. I will build a better base than you for the people. You see, for the people. But this isn't about the people. This is about straight up you. This is survival mode, okay? It's not adventure mode. You're not building a base for other people. So right now, I'm doing the smart thing of I am totally leaving this area because this is a Scorch Beast attack at my workshop, which means that it'll be active for a while, because it's going to take me a while to kill all three Scorch Beasts. Okay, it'll take a while. Alright? And because it'll take a while, that means that the portal, the defense mission portal, will be active, which means I'm asking to be shot in the back of the head. I don't know. I think this mindset was brought on by generations of participation trophies and everything, you know, where competing is a bad thing. He's probably a disgusting socialist, probably a communist. You know what I mean? Probably a communist, meaning you don't anti-capitalist. You don't believe in competition. You think that competition is evil. Therefore, you think that anyone that's trying to compete is evil. You want everyone to be on the same page. Okay. But you can't force that thing. You can't force it, and you can't judge people. So let's say that if there's like a hurdles race, right? If you had some sort of crazy old hurdles, you know the hurdles? You're running, you're jumping, and there's 10 people running around, and then your friend next to you falls, and you stop and pick him up. There's other people on the side that can stop and pick him up, you know. There's their whole team of supporters, 1 million people, 85,000 medics, and 10,000 people watching. You don't have to stop like a big loser. You're only stopping because you know you couldn't win, and you want some sympathy vote. You say, well, that guy helped out. He's a good guy. It's not like the army or something where well, we have to form a team. No, you're not forming a team. You're trying to see who's the fastest person in the race. Some people really will stop and start jogging with somebody. Yes, they are nice people, but they're not winners. And they're not in it to see who's fastest. They're in it to form a communion with the people that like to run. They want to be in an event where people run together and they're runners. I'm a runner with runner people, and I like to run with people. Therefore, you help everybody out. Versus, I want to see how fast I can be and how I can make myself be the best I can possibly be. While somebody else might call you a mean person for being really awesome. And apparently being awesome is bad, because you're pushing other people down with your very presence. You're the fastest one by a margin of 3, and you show up, and everybody's all slow and they feel bad, you know. Well, yeah. Participation. Alright, let's not even mention who got first, second, and third. You know who you are. I don't have to tell you, you loser. You don't need to praise, but let's praise up. This right here is our slowest runner, but you know what? The slowest runner finally finished. After 10 times of not actually finishing, they actually finished the race. Let's all hear it for the one that finished. Yay, you finished the race. Not, you broke the global world record by 10 seconds, you maniac runner, with your awesome conditioning. It's bad. Ruining. I think it might even be a terrorist attack from another country where they tear down the morale of your whole country by doing some weird rhetorical exercises with the people, saying victory is bad, competition is bad, being good is bad, being strong is evil, you're making people feel weak, being beautiful is bad, there is no such thing as beauty, everyone's beautiful, ha! You know what? Being fit is a bad thing. Being obese is... You were born that way, you know? And, don't let people say you have to try. Trying is evil. Trying in front of people is extra evil. Remember, trying in front of people... Remember, hey, so... I'm starting... Look, he's still doing it. I'm starting to understand. You know how people call you tryhards? They are kids of those parents. The kids... The kind of kid that would cry when a person kills them is the same kind of person that calls somebody a tryhard when they lose. And they're also the same kind of person that teabags you. The same kind of person that will teabag you when you die and make fun of you and like laugh about it because they think you're better, you know, and they're jealous of you. Therefore, if they kill you, they kill the giant. They can laugh at the giant, you know. If they call you a tryhard, they were raised by bad parents that give you participation trophies. So if anyone extremely excels, that means that they don't care about other people and that they're selfish. You know? They're not just with the pack. If you're trying to stand out from the pack, you are a bad person and you are a tryhard. See? It's getting people to be a clone of one another. It's disgusting. Disgusting, I say. So, if you hear this and you call somebody a tryhard, analyze your perspective on the universe right now. Think about your parents, think about all the lessons that they've taught you, and please stop calling a person a tryhard. Makes you really, really pathetic looking. When someone beats you, call them a tryhard. So let's say there's a Boston Marathon, and a person decides to do somersaults the entire time wearing a costume. Don't call them a tryhard, call them amazing. Call them the most amazing person you've ever seen in your life. And don't, like, you know. But there's going to be one parent out there watching saying, hey, you there with the costume on, doing the backflips in front of my child. My child has osteoporosis and ligaments that are damaged. There are disabled people out here that can't run at all. How dare you run fast next to the people that can't run? My child can't run because he has no legs, but I brought him out here in a wheelchair to be a part of this whole event, and you running next to my child with no legs, that's like slapping him in the face. Well, parent, don't bring your legless child to the race. Hey, BB, so who here in the audience has heard of the term tryhard? Has anybody been called a tryhard? Maybe you're not tryhard enough. I'm called tryhard sometimes in virtual reality. So in virtual reality, if I'm like killing everybody in paintball, and it's a mixed Asian environment, you see. Hey there, Mako. And I'm clearly doing like weird Agent Smith Matrix moves, like winding and moving and like shooting and like moving all fast and crazy, and you know, try hard, freaking try hard, only tryhards. I start hearing that mumbly nonsense whenever I kill somebody. They're justifying, they're saying it's not their fault for dying and not doing good enough. Is that guy's fault for bringing on extra skill when they didn't need to, because we're just all trying to have fun. We're all trying to equally shoot each other as a group, as a communion. I think it's like a New World Order brainwashing, you know, UN sort of brainwash. If a person believes that we should all do a competitive event equally without competition, and if a person does compete, you call them a tryhard, you make fun of them, you call them a bully, those people are brainwashed by Russia or China. Seriously. To believe in, you know, socialism or communism or some sort of a group thing, to not believe in, you know, if you try harder, you exceed. It makes a person scared to try harder because a person might make fun of you. Oh, it's sickening, isn't it? Isn't it? Sickening. Makes you think of bad things. Alright, we're about to walk outside and build our camp. I do like this area. It is a nice region to farm. I get mixed up sometimes, but the more times I do this, the less I will get mixed up. Oh, I have a disease. I have a disease, people. No wonder. So, okay, here's the problem. Here's the problem. So, if there's a cafeteria, right, and people walk across the cafeteria to go sit next to the loser kid to go make fun of their hair or their lunch, it's like, oh, you can't afford lunch. Why don't you get your dad can't afford real money? How come you don't got good snacks in your lunch? Look at your stupid hair. That's why. And they steal his snacks. They slap at the back of his head. That's bullying. But if there's dodgeball and there's 12 people on each team and everyone immediately targets the weak guy, that's a part of the game. You have a weak guy in your team. You might be able to use that as a part of your strategy. If you have a weak person on your team or whatever the heck it is, then make it so that you encourage the enemy to go out of their way to throw the ball too early or something. You can use it to your advantage, you know? If it's a competitive environment with multiple people on a team and you keep getting targeted, then, you know, you're really obvious and you're walking around with your gun and you're stupid. Stop it. I've had it many times where there's like a free-for-all thing and I keep killing the same person and that person complains and calls me a bully. Why are you playing a free-for-all competitive game where people can kill you? It's not that I'm targeting you, you're just right there. Right there in front of me. Like, if that's you just walking around and I kill you, am I supposed to avoid you? So I tell you what. I'll tell you what though, the stream went by nice and fluidly. You know what I mean? We had a nice topic. We learned lessons about people in the world and, you know, we're here doing stuff. It's exciting. Okay, let's go. Let's hop out. Back up to the surface if I know how. Okay. Aha. I'm walking the floor over. Hey, Melissa, you're saying that at your school, it's only bullying if the child is attacked more than once. So if it's only a single attack, it doesn't count. Well, whatever. What does attack mean? See, it's very subjective here. It's about how many reports are there, and then, okay, if it is bullying, then what? They get suspended. So in other words, let's just rephrase this to make it neutral. Yeah. That means a person can't tease a person for any reason whatsoever. They can't joke with them. They can't do nothing because that's an attack, right? Is an attack a physical attack? What is really physical? Blocking somebody in a hallway is physical. If all of a sudden you leave your classroom, there's 5 people standing around you in the semicircle, stopping you, kind of like holding you back, saying, you ain't going nowhere until you tell us, blugga, 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 blugga. That's bullying. And that happens all the time with everybody. So it's not just an attack, it's all about what you consider an attack, you know, and if it's reported more than once, then you do something about it. What it should be, I think, is mischaracterized. It's after the second report, then the child is suspended. But you're seeing it like, I believe, because you said the whole thing about the whole victim blaming is bad, and I reversed that saying that you should victim blame, and that it's a brainwashing tactic from someone to say that victim blaming is bad because it gets you to set this whole perspective on reality. If something is bad enough to be reported, it gets reported. If there's 2 reports within a certain amount of time, then the child's suspended. It's just like in the army. After 3 counseling sessions, then you could get in trouble. Even though you are in trouble, there's an extra level of trouble. Now let's say that person A is messing with person B. Say, hey, Jimmy, stop it. Hey, Jimmy, I said stop it. That's twice. You're in trouble. No, it's they do something so bad that it's reportable. Like they slapped all the pencils off someone's desk. Or they say, you know what, I don't like you. And they slap their painting off the thing. That's reportable, but not suspendable until they do it twice. So you have to understand that people do things, you know, otherwise it'll be a madhouse if you say you can't do anything. Twice is okay. I would say 3 times is better, to be honest. But I think that some things should be amplifiable and chargeable as more than one thing. For example, if you and your friends gather around somebody and do a prolonged bully session, that's different than just doing a single action. If you you know, I don't know. It's sort of it's wishy-washy because saying, hey, you suck in basketball versus tripping somebody, physically tripping somebody is different. But, you know, sticking your foot out and they trip is different than grabbing their backpack and throwing them around. And that's different than punching somebody. It's all different things, and they should be treated differently, and you can't just say 2 incidences of attacks, because attacks could be psychological, verbal, you know, things are weird and wishy-washy. And that's how they have to be. They're not black and white, but when a person says no victim blaming or 2 attacks or whatever the heck it is, that makes things very much black and white. And it makes it so that you can't do anything, otherwise you get in trouble. So you have to have a spectrum, and you have to have everything be vaguely reportable and inspectable. Hey, stop it. Stop it. No. No. Oh. Oh, Melissa, it was physical? Well, that's bad. I would say any sort of physical thing, depending on what it is. You know, if it's like you shouldn't touch anybody in any environment. And once you start doing that, you do it again. And it should definitely be punished after the first incident of touching. You know, like maybe a couple instances of talking. Like yelling at someone every time they come out of the classroom is different than actually touching them. If you say, hey there, loser, good luck next time, huh? Look, what if a bunch of kids play Fortnite after school, and then, so you can't say, hey man, last game you were trash. Get out of here, trash dude. Hey, that guy's trash. He let our whole team die. So you can never mention it because of the thought police might get you. But the second you start pushing somebody and punching somebody, you could be a loser So, in other words, you cannot be a loser in school. If you're a loser in school, you have to say, well, why do you think you're a loser? Well, James and Jerry and Tim, you know, they kind of make fun of me and they don't like me. Oh, call them in right now. I heard that you don't like Jerry, that you don't like Tim. I heard that you implied to them that you don't want to be around them. Well, that cannot do. No bullying in school. You have to like everyone. You can't tell them that Nintendo sucks and Sega's better. You can't say, you know, hey, nice flim flam. You know, Becky can't make fun of Sheila for having an ugly dress. Nope, no more. No more making fun of people. You could do that, you know, I guess, but it gets rough. Some people walk down the school every single day, and everyone's laughing at them and making fun of them, and they're crying, and they're still laughing, and they're pointing, you know. But see, at a certain point, you can't control it. Let's say for some reason a person is just, for some reason, people want to make fun of them, for whatever the reason is. Let's say they talk backwards because they're from a weird country that talks backwards, and for some reason the kids find it really funny. So, in other words, they're not supposed to find it funny. And if they give any indication that they find it funny, like with a smile or an eyeball glance, then they're in trouble. And that's how it kind of should be. You know? Like, if a person's... But that's bad if you start enforcing those sort of things. Let's say a person is vaguely racist. You know? Let's say that a person finds African-American humans, or whatever, to be disgusting. You don't want to be around them. That you think they smell bad, and that, you know, that they have diseases, and that you want to hold your breath, and that that they're animals, and all kinds of weird things in your head. So that whenever they're around you, you go like this. And you don't really say anything, but you make a weird facial expression. You make the most subtlest of facial expressions. So apparently you can't do that anymore. No more facial expressions. If you start enforcing things. So in reality, you really have to say third incidence of amplified horror. Otherwise, a person, if they're in this safety net the whole time, they'll never figure out how to operate in society, and they'll go around calling people tryhards. And then they'll grow up, calling somebody saying, you have no mirror neurons because you have no empathy, then flam. They'll grow up that way, seeing the world. It's okay to grow up in a dangerous environment with people that hate you. When I was in high school, I had 0 friends. Did you know that, people? I had no friends in high school. And I hung out in the library every day to avoid the bullies. Now, it was kind of my fault sometimes about the bullies, but at a certain point, it's no longer your fault. It's just you're either annoying, or you're doing something, or you push the bully because you think it's funny. Or the heck it is, or you think the cat and mouse game is funny, but then it doesn't stop. The problem is you started it, and now it doesn't stop, and you want it to stop. Flim flam. So what I would do is I'll just avoid them. I'll go around the library. I'll hang by the gym during lunchtime. I thought I had some friends, but then the librarian, oh, you and your friend here, and my friend said, oh, he's not my friend. He's just an acquaintance. Can you believe that? You know what I mean? So what if the school forced people to hang out together? You know, what if I walked over to a group of people that I didn't know in high school, say, what's up, guys? And say, who the heck are you? Get the heck out of here, loser. Do I now go down to the dean's office and report that they called me a loser? They wouldn't let me hang out with them because they're racist. Am I going to make up that they're sexist or racist because they feel weird around me, they don't want to talk around me? Because they don't know me. I'm a stranger. Come on now. Golly. I'm a stranger walking up to a group saying, hi guys, how's it going? Ugh. They're not supposed to welcome me. I know, like, so what they're trying to do in school is they're trying to force people to like each other. You're gonna like them. I don't care how stupid they are, how annoying. They talk about pianos all day. He talks about pianos. No telling him to shut up. No walking away from him. People in school, they ostracize me because of my face. No, because they don't know who you are. They have nothing in common. There's other reasons besides your ugly face. They don't like me because I have a second nose. My child gets bullied by everyone because they have 3 noses on their face. Sometimes people are born with this, and people in school need to realize this. You need to force them. Every time my child walks around that school, everyone avoids him like the plague, and they feel bad. They come home crying every day that no one likes me. What are you going to do about that? Well, son, no one likes me either. Well, son, what do you think I do? Do you think you see me going out to the pool hall with the fellas? I don't have 18 friends. You don't need them. Try to be the best you that you can be, and then people may end up bonding with you. If not, no big deal. It's just the lie that people need to like each other, you know, and flim flam, ruining society. Okay, I'm putting my base back to where I had it before. Right over here with the water. We know we love that water. We love that water. I want 7. How about we go out here in the swamp? And no, I do like this cliff though. The cliff was nice. But maybe I should go a little bit further down. Oh boy. I need enough water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has to be enough. Put on here. I need enough water access for my 7 or even 8 water purifiers. Well, James, you're saying that it sucks that people bully others. Well, you see, it's really about the sense of the word bully. You know, that it sucks that people can't just be friends with another. So are you going to walk into a library or to some bookstore in normal adult society? Hey there, stranger. What you doing there? What book is that? That's cool. I like trucks and trains and pianos. What do you like to do after school? No, you don't do that, because if you walk up to people in... Say that you're 35 years old, you walk up to a random stranger at a coffee shop, and you're friendly to people. It's all about how you're friendly. You know, if you're on the same page, you can kind of be a friend with somebody. If you're working together, you can be their friend, maybe, sort of, because you're talking about the same thing. Can you believe what the boss did? Yeah, we have to work on Sunday. Yeah, it's crazy. I was supposed to go out to the fishing store, but I can't do that. What are you going to do this weekend? I don't know. I might go out to the mine. That's cool. That's cool. Well, see you on Tuesday at work. Bye. Is how it works. Can you believe that Mrs. McGillicuddy gave us that history assignment? Man, that's crazy. The history assignment sucks. I know, right? And then you're on the same page. You don't just walk up to someone and start talking about some random garbage and expect them to like you, especially if you're not in their class. So you could expect bullies, whatever bully means. If you're a big weirdo walking up to a bunch of normal people saying, "Hi there, my name is Frank. I like beans." Get out of here, a weirdo, Frank. They called me weirdo. They're a bully. No, you're a big weirdo walking up to people that you don't know. You have to learn your lesson. The end. Learn your lesson. Don't walk up to strangers. The end. Don't walk up to strangers. And if you do walk up to strangers, you have to learn how to talk to them. You don't learn if everybody is forced and brainwashed by the school system to be friends. You get it? Yeah. For example, in the army, you're kind of forced to have morale, and you're kind of forced to hang out with each other on and off work, and you're kind of forced to do these events because it's life and death about being friendly to one another. Okay, if you're in the military, you know that. So sometimes they make you do things together, and they make you do group events together that you don't like, and you don't like the person. You're not really supposed to show it, and because it's a totalitarian military society, it's all about life and death, but that's not how society works. So they can't enforce that with the army wives. They can't say, "Hey, Private Jenkins and you, Specialist Snuffy, your wives don't like each other. Your wife made fun of that wife's dress. I want you to call them in here and have them work it out by 900 hours, otherwise you're in trouble." But they can do that with soldiers. Hey, Specialist McGillicuddy said that they wouldn't want to be on Flim Flam's team. Call them back in here, and they're going to work on this project until they get on the same page. You could do that. You could do it for day after day after day for a month straight until 3 a.m. in the army, punishing them, giving them a little sleep, making them like each other. But you can't do that in society because that's crazy. We don't work for a fascist world, but the army is fascist in a good way. It's fascist and it's socialist in a good way because it works because everyone's on the same page. You could expect to be yelled at for walking by a piece of trash in the ground. So that's how it works. Army is different. With society, you can't force people to like each other. Sort of. Now you can in class. So if there's a class project, you can't bully during the class project. So for example, if it's science class, like in, how about this, in Twilight. So in Twilight, Edward was acting like he didn't like how Bella smelled. What?
Save your soul before the Reds condemn you to an afterlife of pain and suffering.
What?
Oh dear me. Hell awaits those who have not sought forgiveness during these dark days.
What?
Come to Haven Church and be saved.
Hello. What?
Find your salvation at Haven Church. Wipe the slate clean and be reborn.
Yeah. Yes.
It's never too late for salvation. Find your redemption at Haven Church.
So, if it's class in school, no matter what the grade, and there's a class project, you cannot bully your teammates. Okay, because you can't even talk about things that aren't a part of the subject. There's no reason to talk about your hat or about the last game of Fortnite or about, you know, how much you are garbage at basketball during recess. We're not talking about that. We're talking about evaporation, the color of water, and volcanoes. Okay? And your job is to make the baking soda volcano. My job is to make the paper mache thing. And shut up. Pass me the glue. We're not talking about your hat right now. We're not talking about your t-shirt. We're talking about the project. So in terms of projects, there is zero bullying, and that needs to be strictly enforced. If there's any school project where you have any sort of project at all, if there's any sort of bullying whatsoever, you control that because you're not focusing on the task at hand. But if it's recess, do whatever the heck you want. It's recess. And so what if there's a kid crying? Let's say there's a really concerned teacher that has the other perspective about victim blaming and blah, 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 right? There's some kid out there crying in the field. You say, hey there, Timmy, why are you crying? The kids, I play freeze tag with them, and then I'm there, and nobody wants to untag me. They always untag their friends. How come? So the teacher will then call over all the friends, you know, that they're playing freeze tag with, and say, how come you weren't untagging Tim? Well, I don't know, I didn't see him there. You need to think about Tim more often. Well, I untagged 7 other people. Yeah, I know, but no one here tagged Tim. You guys played for an hour. Everybody else got tagged 10 times. Every other person in this 50-person group got tagged except for Tim. So now there's a new schedule up on the wall that says you must tag a person given this schedule to give people fair. How about Tim doesn't play tag anymore? But all the other people play tag, and, you know, well, maybe you should have an advanced form of tag that has more inclusivity. Maybe Tim sucks, and he's just standing there, he's all slow, no one wants to tag him. Duck, duck, goose, no one ever makes me the goose. How come no one ever makes me the goose? So in order to avoid that, you have to make a structured game made by the teacher. Sometimes there's activities done by the teacher in class that says, we're going to play this game. These are the rules. Everybody must get a turn. And whenever it's your turn to be the goose, you have to go do this thing. All right, there's 2 gooses left, Tim and Eric. Who's going to tag Tim? You know? You find a way to make it work out. You don't just change people's brains. But hey, we are now 4 hours into this menagerie. Ooh-wee. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm diseased. Over encumbered. Hey there, Michaela. I hate this so much. I can't move. They're shooting me. If my heart rate sensor was on, I'd be going pretty high. Blim, flam, bloom, flame. Flom, blom, flomp, flomp, baba dabba, flomp, blam, boom, flomp, baba dabba, flomp. With a, and a. Come on, baby, come on. There we go. There we go. We are no longer over encumbered. We are fancy free. Yay! Yay! Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. So I think another thing is that person is viewing this whole situation wrong. So, like someone in the chat box said that it's sad that some people find the need or whatever to hurt people. It's not about needing to hurt people. It's that person is doing a bad thing and that person feels the need to correct them through violent means because they blah blah blah. That's the perspective. It's not like I need to hurt things. It's like a territorial thing or it's a pride thing, a respect thing, but there's a reason behind it. And if you're ignoring the reason and saying that the person's just a crazy murderer, then you're a crazy murderer. I don't know. If you don't see the reason why the person is attacking you, why did the person attack you? Because you're an easy target. Okay. Or why were they attacking you? Because they needed that resource that you're currently holding on to in that competitive environment. Oh. Ah. Why did they attack you? Because they're trying to win the game and they get more points by killing you. Oh, okay. Yes. So usually, there's like a cartoon version of a bully that people express. Bullies don't just walk around and say, hey there, you, get over here, ha, punch you in the face, me. It's usually the bully thinks that they're friends with the other person, but they know in the back of their head that they're completely using them. So their friend has money, they don't. And they're hungry because they don't have any food for lunchtime. They walk over to the guy that has money and say, hey, what's up there, Slim? How about let's go get let's go over here and get a burrito. And, hey, do you mind getting me this time? Thanks a lot, pal. You slap him hard against the back. Or you walk up to the person that already has a bunch of food in front of them. You walk up to them and you take one and you start eating as you talk to them because you just took their thing. And you act like it's no big deal. You say, hey, man, how about you help me with my homework and I help you with this, huh? It's like you do like one-sided deals. You say, how about if I help you with this, then I'll help you with that, huh? Ooh. And you can't say no, otherwise I'll ridicule you and put you in a headlock and then I'll say, wow, what was the big deal, huh? Ooh. You don't just walk over and punch somebody. You do a complicated series of manipulation and you're using them back and forth. And you don't really view it like you're a bully. You view it like, that's just the friend that we use sometimes. It's like Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell and Screech. Everybody in that group is a bully to Screech. Everybody, even the girls, are bullies to Screech. And Screech knows it, and Screech likes it. Screech likes it. He likes the attention, but he doesn't like, he likes, oh no, I'm in a headlock. Look at me, everybody. I'm a big old dork. How come I have no friends? No, you have a lot of friends. It's just they're treating you differently, and they laugh at you whenever they say, I got it. Oh, Screech got it? Sure. He's an idiot. No, call that guy. That's how it is. And a lot of times people are friends, but they're bullied by all their other friends. But some people view it just as they're bullies. Ah, My point is that the bully sometimes doesn't really know that they're just a hardcore bully. And they're not doing it to maliciously hurt people because they want to kill animals. Ugh. They're Dexter, they're Hannibal Lecter. No, they are a manipulative person that uses others to gain ahead in life. Sort of. Or they're doing the most as an alpha with the cards that are dealt them. So they'll show up at an event with no money, knowing that somebody else will pay for them. That's what both men and women do. They'll show up saying, hey, someone's going to cover this, right? Hey, you, get over here. I'll help you get in. Hey, you, get over here. Like, that's what bullies do, because it's not really a bully thing. I don't even like the word bully, because bullies don't really exist. It's like they do exist, but they're actual crazy people that enjoy hurting other people for the jollies, just for the fun of doing that. But it's a part of the whole process. Like, if you're getting additional points, like for example, if it's the Boston Marathon and you feel better about beating other people, are you a bully? Or are you just feeling an acknowledgement that your training is paying off and now I'm winning? Now, if you're number one, is it a bully for you to wag your little award in front of someone's face? Maybe or maybe not. In reality, the person is wagging their award in front of someone's face because that person was a bully towards them, most likely. If the person wants to say, I'm going to show Sally my new dress right away, and then she won't have any reason to make fun of me ever again. So in reality, the person that got the new dress that wants to show it off to their friends, they were being bullied before for not having nice clothes. And now that they have nice clothes, they want to show it to their friends to say, look, I'm one of you now. Hey, look, I'm even kind of better than you in this category, and now I guess we're equal because you're good in that category, I'm good in this category, right? No. What happens is, if Sarah, whatever her name is, shows off the new dress, some of her hateful friends will say, oh, look at stupid Sarah. She wants to go show off a dress. She's such a bully. She knows I can't afford that. She wants to say she's so much better than me. Oh, no. It's all perspective here. It's perspective. Okay? No one's really crazy here. It's all just a matter of perspective. And no one's really a bully. You see? It's really rare. It's only if the person walks up to you and puts you into a headlock. In Gilligan's Island, we have like the Skipper and Gilligan. He's like, get over here. Arr. He calls him little buddy, puts him in a headlock. They're friends, but there's clearly a balance here. Or Moe and the Three Stooges. They're friends. They're really good friends, but they put him in headlocks all the time. And that's how it happens until a person's a baby about it, and they want to go tell their parents. Yeah, I got this thing. They put you in a headlock? Really? Oh my God. No, you liked it. You're having a big old barrel of laughs. It's just you won't get a girlfriend anytime soon because the girls will be embarrassed to be around you. And you won't get to do the cool things because everyone thinks you can't do it. So in reality, you're kind of a bully trapped in a loser shell, and you really, really want to be a bully. And the second that you have a one-up on somebody else, you'll go out of your way to make fun of them and to rub it in their face, because now you can't dare call me a bully because I'm the winner. That's what happens. It's like it's horrible, I tell you. But hey, we're done with the session. And we will be back in just a bit. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. It looks like I outlasted that other person who was giving me all these invites. We're about to leave right now. That person's still here. You crazy person. D-N-O-M-E-N. Denomination. You sassafras Jones, you. You sassafras Jones. I want spruce knob, but it's my spruce knob. It's my spruce knob. I should do one more thing before leaving. So, for example, I feel like I'm being bullied by that person. This is the person that was here the whole time with the kid and the flim flam, the kid and the 7-year-old, and they're calling me a bully. They're being a bully to me because they keep sending me friend invites, and they're calling me a sociopath and other bad things. Okay? So if I go over here to go take the base over, that makes me a bully because I'm doing something for an extra psychological reason to make that person feel bad. If I want to go take, so that's like an extra layer on top of what you're doing. But sometimes you want to, but see, the same way, if there's a bully, you want to go out of your way to go beat the bully. You know, but then that makes you a bully towards the bully because you're singling them out and you're trying to laugh at them when they lose. If there's like a bully football player and you go out of your way to focus on them and you make sure that they lose specifically, and then you make sure that everybody laughs at them when they lose, and they cheer you up and they put you down. I just want to put this award out to Frank out there. You're a big loser, Frank. I hope you know that. You're a big bully and you'll never go anywhere in life because bullies are evil people and you are biologically evil as a person. I hope you rot in the bowels of Hades. You suck. I'm righteous. I am the good one. Bullies are bad. You are a pathetic loser, bully. You see? No, you're now the bully because you're... It's ridiculous. Yes, we had a delightful session. So if you want to see the initial incident, watch the very beginning of the stream where I hopped over here by Spruce Knob and talked to some human being about their 7-year-old son that was crying during the game. I'm a bully. Yes. Alright, people, that was a great session. Goodbye. We learned, we grew, we've changed, and now you see my perspective on reality. Oh, and James, you're saying that, you're saying it's sad, you're saying, quote unquote, it's sad that some kids resort to bullying and hurting others instead of trying to be friends with them. It's stupid and goes to show you what kind of person the bully's going to be. The bully's going to be a CEO of a company. The bully's going to own about 5 businesses and maybe be the manager of a restaurant. And the victim is going to be the janitor, complaining about their wages. Or there'll be the door greeters talking about, I've been working in this door greeter job for 10 years saying hello to people with zero responsibility and zero consequence, and they're going to take my job away. That CEO is mean. Make your own company. But that bully isn't doing anything. But see, it's all about bullying. It's all about the definition of bullying and hurting others. So if you win in a race, you're hurting those that have lost. So if you purposely don't win, you are good for the environment. You're good for the betterness of reality. So if anyone is obviously not caring about those that they have beat, and they're just not asking, hey man, I hope you trained well for this race. Here, let me help you out. Let me help you out, my competition. Oh, that person didn't help their competition out, therefore they're a bad person. No, they're not a complete idiot. Same thing with this. Person comes over here asking for any tips about streaming this same exact game. I'm not going to help you, pal. That'll make me stupid. Does that make me a bully? I don't know. My 7-year-old son was crying. Crying. We cannot have that. It's okay, son. You are right to cry. Keep on crying. I'll talk to the mean old bully. Sometimes there's bad people in the world. You just have to learn to keep crying about it. And do nothing to change anything, because those bad people will exist. So you keep on crying, and you don't change a darn thing that you're doing. You're perfect. My perfect little baby angel. You're doing everything right. Don't worry. Don't feel bad. What you have to... So what you should do is... I failed at the thing. Okay, well, what's stopping you from not failing? Time. That's it. It's just time. If you keep practicing, you'll get better. That's it. And then if you fail, you need to identify exactly what you did wrong and then change those things. In the Army, there's something called an after-action review. You have to state 3 ups, 3 downs, and then something. So 3 things that were good, 3 things that were... So 3 sustains, 3 improves, and then an overall assessment of what happened. You know? That's what you have to do after everything. So it was good that we got together. It was good that the weather was nice, that we looked it up. It was good that there was extra parking. It was bad that we didn't coordinate with the city. and there's extra people on the field. It was bad that, you know, we didn't have enough ice for the beverages, and it was bad that we didn't have a first aid kit on hand when Joe, Sally, Jenkins broke their leg. All right, next time we'll bring those things. Gotcha, done. But let's say that the city said that event was bad. You there, person that ran the event, you are bad for running the event. You're bad. So, if that person that ran the event said, hey, guess what, guys? The city said that we ran a bad event. If the people say, well, what does the city know? The city always runs bad events. We ran the perfect event. Nothing was wrong. We're doing the same exact thing next year, and if they said they were bad, we have to change out their leadership because they're wrong. We are perfect. Who's wrong there? Anyways, we're done here. I'll be back in just a bit. Catch you later. We talked about things. We had a passionate, lofty time. Flims and flams. Feel free to make all kinds of clips of what happened earlier. You know, there was a single F-bomb dropped. I feel bad about that. Not really, but who cares? I do. Not really. Who cares? Goodbye, everybody. Peace out. I'll be back in like an hour or whatever. I'll be back in like, hour. I'm gonna see if I can get this app working here. Goodbye.